Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you're stopping by for the first time, welcome. I would love it if you would stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and then tapping the bell and all to be notified every single time I upload. So I asked on my page what you guys wanted to see, and a lot of people said a trash to treasure, so that is what I'm bringing to you guys today. I literally made this sign out of a box, so let's get started.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want.
So to start off, I just have this Amazon box. If you guys are anything like me, my back porch literally is filled with Amazon boxes. I know that's really bad, but it is the truth. And when I asked, you guys said trash to treasure. So I went around the house looking to see what I could use. So I came across these boxes and I knew that I could make a sign out of it. So originally I was going to use the Dollar Tree windmill you just saw, and in the end I don't end up using it, but I laid it out just to get the measurement of how big I wanted the sign. I made marks and then I just used my ruler to make lines, and then after I was done tracing my sign out, I went ahead with a box cutter and I just cut that out. Now, the reason I didn't use the Dollar Tree windmill was because I did not make it big enough. So I definitely would have used that, but I had to improvise because I had already had it painted and it was just a mess. So don't be like me. Definitely use your ruler to cut this out. My box, I should have shut the flaps so that it was more sturdy. So I didn't end up using my ruler. I just went right in with my razor knife or my box cutter, and I did not get straight lines. So definitely learn from my mistakes and do it the right way. So after I had it all cut out, here I'm going to show you that, again, I cannot cut straight. Sorry, you guys, I have to laugh at myself. But I was going to use the other side to just make this a bit more sturdy because it is thin cardboard. And, I mean, in the end, it is really not that flimsy. So I'm not too worried about it. But I definitely do recommend to cut another piece, glue it together just to make your sign just a bit more sturdy. Next, I'm going to take my white Waverly chalk paint and I'm just going to give my sign a really good coat. I let you guys know in each video there's a lot of new people. Thank you all so much for subscribing. I am so excited to see where this takes me. I never in a million years imagined that my channel would grow to 100, let alone 6,000, but here we are. So anyway, this brush that I'm using, it is listed down in my Amazon favorites because it really is my favorite brush. So I'm going to show you how to do this windmill so that when you do yours, you can use the one from Dollar Tree. But I start by taking the chain off. This is the part that you hang. This is like a, you set it out and the wind will spin the windmill. I don't know what it's called right this second, but I just take my pliers and I just take that chain off. I then tried to cut the piece off and then I realized how it was put together. In the front it has this little round part that's only being held on by a very thin piece of metal. So I just bent that off and then the back piece comes right off. I then take the middle part, the circle part, I take my wire cutters and I just cut off that thin piece of metal. I then go ahead and just glue that piece back down into the middle. So after I glued the middle piece down, I went in with some sterling silver acrylic paint. I got this at Walmart. I believe it was $1 and some change. I'm not exactly sure, but it's the enamel sterling silver. I then just go ahead and give that a really good coat of this acrylic paint. And after I put a coat on it, I set that aside to dry. Now, I was going to galvanize it by just dabbing some elephant all over, and then you dab white all over, but I didn't end up doing that because I didn't end up using it. I then take my square dowel rods. If you guys have been around for any amount of time, you know that I love these dowel rods. I had to order some new ones, so this is a 1/2 inch, but I definitely do like the 3/8 inch better, and they are listed in my Amazon favorites as well. But I go ahead and just measure that out for the frame and then cut that out with my mini miter saw. After I cut them out, I go ahead and give the ends a light sand. Now, I did link the mini miter saw. It's the last item in my Amazon favorites down in the description box. So to paint these, to paint the trim, I was going to use this antique wax, but as I started using it, I just really didn't like the color that it gave off on this wood. If you like this color, go ahead and use it, but I'm partial to my Jacobine stain. I get it at Home Depot in just a little can. This little can has lasted me probably 6 months. So I did go ahead and put some gloves on, get a paper towel, and I did use my stain. I start by just dabbing the ends, and then I go ahead and stain the rest of the wood. And I let these dry for an hour or two before I apply them to my sign. Stain takes a little bit longer to dry. That's why I wanted to try the antique wax, because it dries pretty quickly, but again, I just didn't like that effect. But on your project, you can use whatever you like. So I had these are actually ornaments, the HME, that I got from Walmart at Christmas time, and I had them in my stash. I know what you're thinking. It would probably be easier just to paint them and put them on the sign, but they had holes all over them, and I just knew that it would be easier to just trace them on and then take my Crafter's Square paint pen in black and then just trace that over. So after I had them traced out, I did go ahead and use my paint pen, and I don't normally show this part, but I did just want to show you guys how I normally fill it in, just to kind of give you a technique. There's a million different ways to do it, and I never show this part, so I figured in this video that I would show you guys one letter and the beginning of the letter, just so that way you can see how I do it in case you want to try to do it this way. I found that this is the easiest way to color these letters in a very short time. I did just want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you that have left such sweet comments about my pregnancy. It's really hard for me because I knew that my channel would take a hit just from me being so sick and my daughter being sick, and I couldn't upload the way that I have the whole time that I've been on YouTube. So I did just want to say thank you to everyone for understanding and telling me to put my family first, which I always do, but I just wanted to say thank you, and I love each and every one of you. So this was an ornament I had left over from Christmas as well. It had a little bit of greenery attached to it, so I just pulled that greenery off, and I knew that this would be a better fit for my sign because, again, I didn't cut it right. So in order to fit the trim, this windmill was a much better fit for this sign. So I just go ahead and hot glue like the edges, and I glue that down to my sign. After I have my windmill glued down, I go ahead and take my trim and I just put a bead of hot glue all the way down the one side. You always want to make sure you look at each side of your dowels because they all kind of have different finishes with the stain, so you want to find the side that you like best. So I always turn it on all four sides just to see which side I like best, and then I make sure to just flip that directly over and glue down that side so that I know it's the right side that's going to be facing forward. So I always do the bottom piece first. I then go ahead with my side pieces, and then the last piece is the top piece, just so that way you can make sure everything fits nice and snug. Last but not least, I take a Sawtooth hanger. The pack that you just saw is also linked down below. It comes with a lot of different hangers, and it's a really affordable price. I have used these hangers a lot, so I definitely recommend these as well. But I just put my Sawtooth hanger down, I take my tape measure, and I just measure to make sure that it's even. That way when you hang it up, it's not going to flip-flop around. And once I know that it was in the middle, I take my pencil, mark where the little holes are, put 2 dabs of hot glue right on the sign, make sure my Sawtooth hanger lines up, and then I put a nice bead of glue on top as well, just to really seal that in. And that is it, you guys. Literally, I took a piece of trash that was going to go into the recycling tomorrow, and we turned it into this wonderful home sign. You cannot tell that this is cardboard. I don't know about you, but it looks store-bought. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of it, if you can tell that it's cardboard. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It helps my channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
A soothing atmosphere, smell of your aftershave, sweet blossom in the rain. You flip around your hair as if you're unaware, but you should know that I'm looking at you.